What's up, my Mind Your Money business folks? It's me yet again. This video's a little wild. Anyway, it's me yet again with another video on today's stock market news. And as always, hopefully you're in the market and not trying to time the market because that is simply impossible to do. And hopefully you're still not straddling the fence and you are investing in appreciating assets, things that appreciate over time, things that continue to add value and not lose value, like depreciating assets called cars and clothes and vacations and all these photos posted on social media, credit cards, so on and so forth. That's adding more stress to your life. So let's see what went on in the news today. It says the Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ diverge as big tech wobbles ahead of House shutdown vote. Okay, so it says U.S. stocks traded mixed on Wednesday, with the Dow eyeing a fresh record, but big tech stocks wobble as chances grew that the record-long U.S. shutdown will end soon. I want to say this before I forget, but I did a little search yesterday, and there were 150,000 jobs that were eliminated during the month of October. Over 150,000 jobs. Is that what they're not trying to report? I don't know. But I just did a search, and that's what I came up with. People are being replaced by technology and this AI. And even though that's happening, then there's news like it's saying here, big tech wobbles. And the days before this one, we were talking about people like Michael Burry, who's shorting stock because he believes that they're overvalued. And so what that does, it creates fear. It makes people think that these tech companies like Nvidia, Meta, Apple, Google, they're not worth what we've been led to believe that they're worth, like Tesla. So don't invest while they are investing. The ones that are it's like, I think it's the art of war. You create a problem and then you come with the solution. So you made a lot of money creating these problems, and then you're going to make money with the solution to the problem that you created. Is genius. So I believe the same thing is happening now. There are games being played. That's why you must, also continue to invest in yourself. You have to improve in order for your life to improve, right? When you change, everything around you changes. You have to change this. If you don't change this and you continue to stay in debt and not invest into yourself or these appreciating assets, you will continue down the bad path that you're on. This wrongful way of thinking, this not investing into yourself, this fear that we all feel oftentimes, or most people feel, it will take you out of here. It will make you sick. It will make you depressed. It will make you think something's wrong with you when there's nothing wrong with you. We're creating these problems based on the information that we're being fed and the information that you're choosing to take in and believe. These people can't believe these stories. How can these companies be making billions and trillions of dollars, but every time you turn on the TV, there's a problem in this country, with this company, with this person, with this government, but money is still being made? So I say, stop paying attention to things that do not improve your life. Mind your business. Mind your money business. Stop looking at the problems of the world and start looking at your own problems and what you can do to solve those, because that's the only thing that you can control are your problems and what you choose to take responsibility of and make the necessary changes to improve the quality of your life and your family. So back to this. But I just wanted to put that out because I remember looking into that. There were 150,000 jobs eliminated during the month of October. Look it up yourselves. So it says here also in the news, the Dow moved up nearly 0.7%, on pace to close above 48,000 to notch a second record close in a row. The S&P 500 was roughly flat, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq fell 0.3% to reverse an earlier gain. The market action comes after a split session for stocks on Tuesday. And here's another thing that I wanted to say. Some of these stocks are down, and like I've said before, if you do your research and you do your due diligence and you ensure that you're investing into good growth stocks, they will bounce back. Just like there's a season when, like, it's morning here, after morning is going to come night. Things do come back around. You know, you have summer, then you have winter, you have spring, you have fall, right? So you need to prepare yourselves for these different seasons. You know, like the market will take a downturn, but stay the course, invest for the long term and long haul, and things will bounce back. For every recession that has happened, the market has bounced back even stronger, and people made money, while others who were fearful and got scared and took their money out of the market, they lost money, and then they missed out on the gains. But that's just the way the market goes. Look, these rich people are not going to let things crash to zero, because if everything just goes kapoop, then we all lose. They just try to weed out the weaklings, the ones who don't understand the game that they're playing, because it's a money game and it's all about control. Anywho, so tech stocks perked up earlier Wednesday after AMD CEO laid out a lofty long-term financial outlook due to its AI push. AMD jumped as much as 10% in early trading. Other tech megacaps saw pushbacks, however, including Nvidia, Amazon, Apple, and Tesla. I wonder why. So now you're boosting AMD. And AMD is like the cousin to Nvidia. But Nvidia is way ahead of AMD. But maybe they're just putting money behind AMD at the time, because they're trying to slow companies like Nvidia down. Who knows? I don't know. But when I read these articles and when I talk to you guys on YouTube about it, there's nothing negative being said about these companies. There's nothing wrong with Nvidia's forecast. There's nothing wrong with Amazon, Apple, or Tesla's forecast. There's nothing significantly wrong with their earnings, the products that they're pushing. Now, if there was information out there like that, then that would be cause for concern. But there's no real issue. So who is putting all this money behind these companies? Who is taking away money from these companies when they go down? These big hedge fund managers, these people that control billions and billions of dollars of money. Just think about that. Like, think about, BlackRock. Like, they manage like $9 or $10 trillion for their investors. So just think of some of these hedge funds. They're in the trillions of dollars, or maybe in the billions, hundreds of billions. It can affect stocks. It can affect the price of stocks, and it make you think something is wrong when there's nothing wrong, in my opinion. I don't know if any of this is true, but this is what I have observed in the few years that I have been investing. Anywho, hopes are rising for a key House vote that could end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history as soon as today. I hope that happens, because I really want to get paid. A final vote is anticipated this evening, with the White House saying President Trump could sign the reopening legislation soon thereafter. It's unclear whether the shutdown's end could open the floodgates for the economic data delayed by the stoppage, key to the Federal Reserve's thinking on interest rates. The White House said Wednesday that the October reports on the labor market and inflation would likely never be released, since government agencies stopped collecting that data during the shutdown. Interesting. So October's labor report won't be reported, right? So let me just do how many jobs were lost in the U.S. in October 2025. So this was reported by CNBC 6 days ago. Jobs cuts in October hit highest level for the month in 22 years. Totaled 153,074, a 183% surge from September, and 175% higher than the same month a year ago. It was the highest level for any October since 2003 and has been the worst year for layoffs since 2009. Companies in the technology sector announced 33,281 cuts, nearly 6 times the level in September. Again, why? I'm telling you, people, things are changing, and if you don't recognize it's changing, you don't prepare for it, it won't be anyone's fault but your own. You need to see what's happening. I mean, we're just advancing. Times are changing. They're creating this technology that can replace people. These companies, they're just going with the flow. And if technology can do it, they're going to put their money on technology. But what work are you going to do? Maybe you need to become a creator. Maybe you need to create your own product. Stop consuming so much and create your own. I know I'm trying to figure something out on my own as well, because it is what it is. Life is lifing. Things are changing. So either you recognize the change and you do something about it, or you sit back like most people are doing and you wait for something to happen. And then the same people that you complain about are the ones that you're going to be asking to help you, because you were not prepared, because you weren't paying attention, because you were too busy strolling on social media, you were too busy charging your credit card, going on all these lavish trips, posting it on social media, making and pretending to be something you're not, looking rich but not rich, while the rich are continuing to get richer, and we don't even know who these rich people are. We don't even know who these billionaires and trillionaires are. So yeah. Anyway, Wednesday sees Fed officials speak, including Trump's newest appointee, Senate Stephen Miron. Christopher Waller, reportedly in contention to be named as the central bank's next chair, is also on the lineup. The focus is on clues to the Fed's policy decision at its December meeting, with most bets still on a quarter-point rate cut. Yeah, that's all I'm going to read today. You need to invest, people. Invest. When you change, everything around you changes. Tesla is currently down over $8. Meta is down over $16. Again, these stocks are at a discount, so now is a good time to buy, people. Oh, I can't get over this camera. FTEC is down 37 cents. SPYM, the S&P 500 ETF, is flat. Broadcom is up a little over $1. Nvidia is down $1. IONQ is down a little over $4. So I would say these stocks are at a discount. So now is the time to buy, because these prices will go back up at some point, in my opinion. So, yeah. So I'm going to end this video. But before I end this video, like I always say, you need to get out of debt. Debt binds you in place. Debt keeps you in fear. Debt can even make you sick. Debt can make you stress about things that aren't even a problem. But that's what debt does to you. Debt makes you a slave to the lender. That's what Dave Ramsey says. And you don't want to always be in bondage to another person or feel like you're being held captive. You should want your freedom. And the only way that you can create your own freedom is by creating a plan. That's the only way you can have freedom. You have to create a plan. And to get out of debt, you need to create a budget so you can start telling your money where to go, so you can stop trying to figure out where in the hell it all went before the end of the month. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard, but then again, it is hard because we're not taught this information. So I don't know when we're going to wake up and realize a lot of what we've been taught, or it's not even what we have been taught. They're just things that we haven't been taught. So if you're not getting the results that you want out of life currently, then that means something's being done wrong. Something needs to change. So if you want to get out of debt, you have to create a budget. Start telling your money where to go, right? From smallest to largest, start paying them off one by one. Create that snowball effect until it's all gone. Then you can start investing. I used to say create a 3 to 6 months of living expenses for an emergency fund. I think maybe you need to go from 6 months to a year because things are getting more expensive. They're cutting jobs. So you need to have a nice little cushion, under you to keep you afloat. And try to figure out how you can add value to the market. Maybe there could be an idea of creating a business or doing something that may be locked inside of your brain that you need to bring out and show it and share it with the world. Don't quit your job. Just share it with the world. Create your business. Add value. Find where there's a problem in the marketplace or in a sector that you're interested in and provide that answer. So yeah. At some point, I believe people are going to wake up and realize that you have to put you first. Stop thinking about other people. Stop idolizing other people. Stop putting others on pedestals and you looking up to them. They're no different than you. The only reason why they're different is because of the way that you choose to view them. And sometimes it's because of the lies that they're putting out there for you to adore when that may not even be who they really are at their core, but because you're buying into it and you're feeding it and you're paying money for it, they continue to be in front of you. And I would say stop paying so much attention to other people and start paying more attention to yourself. Mind your business. I believe if most people started to mind their own business, they would be in a lot better place. So yeah, get out of debt. Disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I pretending to be one. So any and all information on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, and it just reflects my opinion. So please consult with a financial advisor before you invest any of your hard-earned money. But you need to invest, people. Invest in yourself. Start reading books. I have books here. Start listening to audiobooks. You need to start feeding your mind different information. Again, if you're not getting the results that you want out of life, that means what you're currently paying attention isn't paying off. It's not doing you any good. So you need to stop. Try something different. Meditate. Try sit still for 5 minutes, then move up to 10 minutes, then move to 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes. And sit in silence. Fast. Stop feeding your gut all of this stuff. And you're wondering why you're sick and you can't sleep. Stop staying up so late at night and go to sleep at a decent hour. And you wonder why you're always tired when you wake up in the morning. And then you're always wondering why later on in years you're overweight, you can't sleep, you're on all this medication. Please understand that that problem for you didn't start on that day or that night that you were prescribed medication. You were told by your doctor that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things wrong with you. No, it started a long time ago. And it's just catching up with you now. Your body had been giving you signs, but you ignored it until, boom, you had to go to the doctor or you had to go admit yourself to the hospital. And then they told you, this is what's wrong with you. Now, the same way that you created that problem, the same way you can reverse that problem. And it won't take as long, in my opinion, to reverse. But first you need to start and you have to change. And that's just my opinion. And I am only speaking about things that I personally have done myself. I now meditate. I now go to sleep at a decent hour. So when I wake up, I don't feel groggy. My attitude has changed. Now that I fast sometimes once or twice a day on the weekend, I no longer crave certain things like salt and sugar, alcohol, because I'm resetting my body, I'm resetting my mind. I have lost weight by just doing that stuff when I used to work out every day. And then I cut down to 5 days a week. And my weight was the same. But as soon as I started changing myself from the inside out, things they're just starting to explode, in my opinion. I have a lot more energy. I feel a lot better. But that's just me. So I would say try it for yourself and find what works for you. And like Jim Rome says, you need to learn how to work more on yourself than you do on your job. And I say that because when you work on yourself, your job improves. Everything around you improves because you're working on yourself. And you and everything in your world is a projection of who you are. So the projection or the things that you see, the situation that you're in that you don't like, just know that, in my opinion, it's a reflection of who you are at your core. But who am I? All right, so I'm going to end this video because I'm just rambling. So like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Let me know what you think if you think anything at all. All right, you guys take care. Peace.